to do a little freshman writing boot camp before we go on to our next writing assignment, because I think it's really important that we go over what a writing assignment should look like, especially the format, what the process looks like. We sort of did this already with the personal narrative, but now that we're going into more analysis with this next paper, I would like to go over what I expect from you and some tips to help you basically. So in your little packet, whether you have it digitally or printed out, you're going to see on the first thing that there is a table of contents. So right now we're going to go through the writing process. So on the next page, you're going to see a bunch of terms and then empty boxes next to it. So that way we can go over the definitions and some examples of each word. That way we're familiar with everything. You can pause the video whenever you need to take notes. So the first one is prompt. So this is where we start, because a prompt is basically the statement that you focus on whenever you write a paper. So essay prompts are statements that focus on a topic or an issue followed by questions. The purpose of an essay prompt is to inspire a response in the form of an essay, which will assess your writing, reasoning, and analytical skills. So basically any time that you have written in response to a question, you are responding to a prompt. So some examples down there: how does the setting affect the main character? How does the main character overcome a problem? That sort of thing. The next is requirements. So this is basically what is on the rubric that you see whenever you get your grade back. So essay requirements are the specific elements your teacher is requiring for that specific essay and what they grade you on usually. So examples: number of pages, paragraphs, the number of quotations or sources needed in each paragraph, what goes into each paragraph, that sort of thing. Brainstorming. So brainstorming is really important because it is the process of generating ideas or solutions before you start writing an essay. So this is what helps you narrow down what topics that you want to use, that sort of thing. So some examples of this is quick writes, mind maps, bullet points, Venn diagrams, anything to help you organize your thoughts and narrow it down to one topic. A graphic organizer is also very important, because a graphic organizer is a visual display that demonstrates relationships between facts, concepts, or ideas. Graphic organizer guides the learner's thinking as they fill in and build upon a visual map or a diagram. So you filled out one of these before. I will always supply you with a graphic organizer. The nice thing about graphic organizers is that you put all the information in there. You basically can have an outline for your essay then. So then you just have to add some fluff in there, but all of the main ideas are there. And if you do it correctly the first time, you can literally copy and paste from your graphic organizer. So it's really important to focus during this step. So a draft. Many of you only ever create one draft, but it is very important to have multiple drafts in the writing process. So a rough draft and then a final draft, because it'll just show the growth. All right, formatting. So formatting is the specific way in which your final piece of writing will be presented to the reader. We went over MLA last unit. We're going to go over it again this unit because we didn't quite get it yet. But it's the font, it's the size of the font, it's the spacing, that sort of thing. So revision and revising. Revision literally means to see again. So you look at something from like a critical perspective. So it's an ongoing process of rethinking the paper, reconsider your arguments, think about what you are writing about, review your evidence, refine your purpose, reorganize the presentation of it. If it doesn't make sense the first time, figure it out and rewrite it. Reviving stale language and word choice and replacing it, it's very important. Whereas editing and proofreading are just kind of polishing it up, making sure that it looks nice and pretty for the final draft. So editing involves looking at each sentence carefully, making sure that it's well designed and serves its purpose, whereas proofreading also has to do with checking for grammatical errors and punctuation errors, also spelling mistakes, just those stupid little things that you forget to check, and then it doesn't make your paper an A grade. So right after you see all of those things, you're going to see this thing called attacking the prompt. So this is the first thing that you want to do in the writing process, and it is look at the prompt, Cross out any fluff words or phrases. Circle key action verbs that instruct you to do something. Draw an arrow from each circled word to what the word tells you to do. And then rewrite it in a shortened version because teachers like to put way too many words in the prompt. So what you're going to do in this example prompt is you're going to read it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cross out all of the words that you don't think are important, circle the words that tell you to do something, and then draw an arrow to those words that are specific and tell you exactly what you need to do with that action. So pause if you need to, but I'm going to keep going. So basically, this right here, this first sentence, fluff, get rid of it, cross it out. Then from a work of literature you have read in, get rid of that. And then circle select two characters whose relationship leads to problems. Then draw an arrow to problems. Then circle describe and make an arrow to relationship. And then circle explain and experience and important. So right there, you have a more solid idea of what to do. So you're selecting two characters that have a problem. You're describing their relationship, and you're explaining their experience. That's so much easier than reading that entire paragraph. Okay, so the rest of the packet that we are going to go over, but for the rest of the writing process, there's just a bunch of strategies and tips for you for in the future if you decide to keep this, because I will always provide you with these things that they're talking about. But if you ever are in a situation that you need these things, they're here for you. It does also talk a little bit more about revising and editing, gives you some tips. And then you're going to get to this page that says body paragraphs at the top. I want you to stop there, and we will pick up there next time. All right, thank you.